I peered through the crack in the bedroom door. I stood there as still as a mouse. I did not want him to know I was there. I saw a tear roll down his cheek. I had never seen my big brother cry before. He was the strongest and happiest person I knew. I looked away and thought to myself, he must have some dust in his eye. I looked back through the crack, but this time he was making large sobbing sounds and tears were streaming down his face.
I pushed the door open and asked, "Why are you crying?" Startled, he ran over to me and shoved me out of his room and yelled, "Get out and mind your own business." Confused, I went downstairs to the kitchen where Mum was cleaning up the dinner dishes. "Mum, Jacob just kicked me out of his room and yelled at me," I exclaimed. Mum looked up at me and replied, "Let me finish up here and I will go have a talk to him. He's probably just stressed about his exams tomorrow." I opened my mouth to tell her that he was crying, but Mum interrupted me and said I needed to get ready for bed. The next day at school, I could see a large crowd of people huddling around something. Intrigued at what all the commotion was about, I walked closer to the crowd. As I walked closer, I could see a boy huddled on the ground with two boys towering over him, yelling, "Nobody liked you, you're such a geek," as they sniggered to each other. The crowd of people were just standing there, not doing or saying anything. The boy tried to stand up and the boys pushed him back to the ground, laughing as they kicked his books away. As I got closer, I realized it was Jacob, but by now the crowd had dispersed. I ran over to Jacob and asked him if he was okay as I helped him up. He muttered that it was just a misunderstanding and then said in a firm voice, "Promise me you will not tell anybody about this, not even Mum or Dad." I was confused why he didn't want me to tell our parents, but I complied. Each day got worse. Jacob was taunted continuously by these boys, on the way to school, at school, and on the way home. He was fading away from the confident and happy brother I knew, but nobody else seemed to notice. I kept my promise and stayed silent. As the days and weeks passed, Jacob became more distant. When at home, he was always in his room on his computer or mobile phone and only came out to eat dinner when Mum told him to, although he barely ate anything. One night when Jacob was asleep, I snuck into his room and opened his laptop to see there were heaps of messages. Horrible messages. Why were people saying this stuff about my brother? Why was he not standing up for himself? I couldn't say anything to him, otherwise he would know I was snooping in his room. He had enough to deal with than not trusting me. I wish I had said something. I wish I had broken my promise to him and told Mum and Dad what I saw each day and knew. I will never forget the howling cry I heard the following morning as I was eating breakfast. Dad dropped his newspaper and ran upstairs to where Mum was crying hysterically. It was too late. I should have said something. I did not speak up to save my brother, but I'm speaking up now to save someone's family from this senseless and preventable heartbreak. If you are getting bullied or if you know of someone who is affected by bullying, please speak up. I have learnt there is always someone who can help. Below are some links to some online support services. Bullying is not okay, and as a global society, we need to rally together to put a stop to bullying. Please share and repost my story to help raise awareness that we need to speak up against bullying.